I'm going to show you a page on my site that shows some of the books that I've done. And for me, that's the easiest way to show a portfolio. It's basically just images of the book covers. And then each of those I have set up as an actual link to Amazon. So if the potential client wants to know what things I've worked on, I can send them to that page, and they can see, the different ones that I have had influence on, or that I've edited or proofread in some cases, and then they can go and look at those books. They can use the Amazon Look Inside feature, and that shows about the first 10% of a book. So usually that will cover, of course, all the front matter, but it'll usually get into a few of the pages of the first chapter, depending on how long that book is. If it's really short, then sometimes just the table of contents and maybe the first part of the introduction, that will be the extent that they get to see. But if a book is larger than 10%, of course, will encapsulate more pages. So that's the quick and easy way that I've done my portfolio. And once it's done, it's done. So whether one person goes and views that or 1,000 people go and view that, it's the same amount of work going into it. And I don't have to send each person, say, a Word document or a PDF with all of that. All I have to do is refer them to that link. So then they can go and they can look at whichever ones interest them. I also don't have to do any guesswork. I don't have to say, oh, okay, they're a nonfiction writer. They're working on a book about bowling alleys. What books have I done that will appeal to them or most closely relate to what they're doing, or be a good example of how they're wanting to go about their book? That's a lot of thought process. And that's a lot of work to reproduce every single time for each person. And instead, what I do is let them do that mental work. Let them see which covers appeal to them, which titles appeal to them, and then they can click. And it's just, a matter of seconds for them to get to a particular book that they want to look at. And then they can click back or, go to the other tab, depending on how they have their stuff set up to work. And then they can look at another one and another one. If you're editing more than just books, I would be sure to put a section in your portfolio. Let's say you have a page on your website where you put things that you've edited. I would be sure to include, say, perhaps a PDF thumbnail or something like that of different documents. If you've done someone's brochures or a company's annual report, maybe it's a technical manual for some product that you've done for a manufacturer, anything like that, I would, excuse me, I would include those too if you want to do more of that work. If you don't want to do more of that work, I would not include that in my portfolio. Because if you never want to edit another technical manual, then you don't want to put it there and have people go, oh, look, she does technical manuals, I'm going to contact her. So just put out there what it is that you're wanting to display. And you can even put a statement like, I've done so many other things, but this is just a small selection to give you an idea of what I'm capable of doing. Don't have to include everything you've ever done.